Star Walker Studios presents Dungeon Master's Journey, your multi-dimensional D&D podcast. Hello, fellow gamer. Welcome to episode 279 of Dungeon Master's Journey. I'm your host, Lex Starwalker. On this show, we discuss the craft and the art of dungeon mastering. I've been running RPGs for over 28 years now, and I produce this show in the hopes that you can benefit from my experience, my triumphs, and my mistakes. I've got another great episode for you today. I am bringing you another recap of my campaign, my D&D campaign. It's been going for a couple years now, I think. Started out titled Hinterlands of Elandria and then Blood of the Avatars. And now we are working through my version of Descent into Avernus. And today's episode, titled by the players, For Whom the Bell Trolls. And hopefully that title will make more sense to you after you hear the episode. So today I'll be joined by my players, Brett and Phoebe, to discuss this game session. And just like the last time, we're just going to do a quick recap of what happened and just kind of discuss the campaign. Before I get into that, I want to remind you that I have a collection of the Sage Advice segments from the Dragon Talk podcast on my blog over at starwalkerstudios.com. I'm not going to go much into that today. I've talked quite a bit about it in a couple previous episodes, but it's a great segment to learn about the rules of D&D. And if you're a dungeon master who does a lot of homebrewing or you want to start doing homebrewing of your own stuff for D&D, then I highly recommend it. And so I have a blog post on my website that has all of those listed for you, all the episodes that have Sage Advice segments, and tells you what each segment is about and gives you links to go check it out and or download it so you can listen to it. Also want to remind you that I'm running a sale right now on one of my D&D supplements. The most recent one, Adventures of Primordia, is 20% off on my website at starwalkerstudios.com. And also right now, if you want to get my bundle of all three of my D&D supplements, you can get that for 10% off. So check that out. It's a great way you can support the show. And thank you again to everyone who's purchased my supplements. I really, really appreciate it. All right. Well, that's about it as far as announcements. Other than I will say, for any of you writers out there or readers even, I started another podcast a couple years ago called Along the Way, A Writer's Odyssey. I only did a couple episodes of it, and then that was it. However, I am returning to that podcast. So by the time you're hearing this episode of Dungeon Master's Journey, I have probably released at least another episode, the third episode of Along the Way, perhaps even the fourth episode by now. So if you're a writer or an avid reader, or if you just want to check out what else I'm doing, you can find that podcast at starwalkerstudios.com as well. And please subscribe and check it out. So it's just the tale of my journey as a writer, and it's just about writer stuff. So somewhat relevant, even if you're not a writer, if you're a dungeon master or a game master. We wear a lot of the same hats, and I'm sure there's a lot that you can learn as a DM from writers and writer talk. I know I have. So not relevant enough to put it on this show, but it is somewhat relevant if you want to go check that out. All right. Without further ado, then we're going to move on and bring the players on board here, and we're going to discuss the latest session of our D&D campaign. All right, so today we are talking about For Whom the Bell Trolls. Let me get that pulled up.
Yeah.
This probably will not take long because we only have the one session to talk about.
Yeah.
Because the next one, I'm pretty sure you weren't here for, Brett. Because it's called Where's Waldo? So I think you weren't here.
He was there. We just couldn't see him.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I was there. I was just having internet issues.
Oh, you were there. So maybe.
Oh, was he?
So maybe we could do that one too.
Fear appears. I'll have to read through it. Maybe I wasn't. I thought I'd been there for all of them.
And Wahl talk about the mission to obtain the sword. Yeah, no, you were there. It was
okay. Cool.
It was just one of those
awesome
internet fun times.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if we have time, we could do that one. That would be awesome. Or I guess we do as many of them as we can because you were there for the next one.
Yeah, the trick is remembering. That was January.
Do you remember having to
Well, we have these awesome notes, which I could not do this otherwise. Because it's been so long. Like this session is from January.
Yeah. So Phoebe, you and Craig talked about the pit stop episode, right?
Yes.
So that's still fresh in your brain?
I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know. Yeah. No, we're doing great over here.
Oh, good. Okay, let me read through.
Yeah, so this was the session where you guys met Bell, the Archduke, I believe, of Avernus.
He's something.
Yeah, he's the general. He's Zariel's number one. And yeah, you met him, and that's basically what happened in this session was you guys meeting with him.
Yeah, it was a lot of basically the whole thing was like a lot of talking and RP and not fighting things.
Yeah, which is probably good.
When Lurth is around.
Remind me again who Yael is. There's a mention. Lulu remembered that she and Yael were in charge of taking the sword.
You know what? I don't have my Avernus book. Let me go grab that real quick.
I think she was Azrael's number 2.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let me go grab it because we might need that.
Zariel. Why do I keep saying Azrael? I really need to stop.
Azrael.
Azrael was the actual name of a fallen angel.
Wasn't it a cat also?
I think that the name has been used in a lot of media because it's like an actual name of one of the betrayer angels.
Oh, okay.
In like some texts that are very old.
Did you guys already figure it out, or I got the book now?
No.
Yale. Well, it's a very well regarded college.
Different spelling.
Here we go. They have pronunciation guides now. It's actually Yale. Yale. Yeah, Yale. I guess it's just a weird way to write.
Getting real Hebrew up in here.
Yeah, who was?
That's an actual Hebrew name.
It's not really.
I've never known how to pronounce it.
Not really helpful. Yeah, Yale was like one of Zariel's like lieutenants or something.
Okay.
One of her followers.
Got it. And so Lulu remembered that that the sword of Zariel,
Zariel,
all right, sword of Zariel, that they were charged with taking it somewhere safe.
And Yale drove it into a stone. Very unique, an original idea.
Familiar, yeah.
And then Lulu shaped a dome-like shield around it where no evil can enter.
So she can do that.
And yet she can't remember where she did it.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked a little bit last time about how Lulu has like amnesia. Again, super original.
Oh, yeah.
We're so tropic here. She's got amnesia.
That's okay. Some tropes are good are tropes for a reason because they're good.
Yeah. So Brett, I don't know if you heard the thing, but something I told them.
Is it posted? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have listened to it this morning. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. But
yeah.
Something I told them that I haven't told you guys, and I don't think will ever come out. Otherwise,
I totally did not even.
Yeah, it's so subtle.
I totally did not pick up on it.
But she's been having these like memories come back to her, and kind of what's triggering those are like moments of friendship.
Oh,
so
okay.
Because Zariel was like her best friend. When she sees like you guys like being good friends or what, it like kind of brings stuff back to her.
So when I made friendship bracelets for everyone, that was narratively useful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah. It actually fit in the theme of this campaign.
Didn't help Larissa at all, but it helped.
No. But yeah, you'll probably enjoy that, Brett.
Yeah, I'll listen to it right after this.
I'm curious what Manny thinks of it. He listens to it because we were all kind of admiring his portrayal of Larissa's fall to darkness and,
oh my gosh.
How great he's been doing.
The question is, did you watch Mean Girls yet, Lex?
No, I have it downloaded. I haven't watched it yet. Well, because Nikki doesn't want to watch it. So
well, you don't have to watch it with her.
I don't know if I really want to watch it by myself. It's not really doesn't look like my kind of movie other than Tina Fey made it.
Okay. So. I need all the listeners of this podcast to get online, get on Twitter, and shame.
Yes. Shame me into watching Mean Girls. I mean, I probably will just because what else am I going to do right now?
No, really, though.
I've been considering watching Deep Space Nine again just for something to do.
Deep Space Nine?
Yeah.
Yep. Actually, I'd rather watch that than Mean Girls. Sorry.
You guys are killing me. Great movie.
Maybe I'll just find like Mean Girl highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't there like a Cliff's Notes or?
Yeah.
It's like a good movie.
A YouTube breakdown.
I know it doesn't look like your kind of movie.
Yeah.
I know as two men in there, I don't know how old you guys are. Older than me.
We'll just say old age.
Are there any hotties? Well, that might help.
I mean, Rachel McAdams is in there, and she's actually like 27 when the movie was filmed or something. So, I don't know, but
so there's a
it's a good movie. Tina Fey is good.
Is Tina Fey in it?
Yes.
Oh. Well, there you go.
All right.
Well,
this has been fun.
Yeah. So
what were we doing again? What were we talking about?
I don't know. You were talking about Mean Girls and how it ties into this.
Well,
she thought I'd gotten Dahlia from one of the characters in that movie.
Oh.
No, Craig also thought that. We just thought, man, she's a real Gretchen Wieners.
Yeah, and I'm in a way I'm glad I hadn't seen it because then it's not like I just copied that. But
right.
But I mean that's probably a pretty good trope too, right? Like the snotty high school girl.
I was gonna say it's pretty junior high. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys went to find Bell.
So yeah,
in this volcano where he lives, this forge inside a volcano, inside hell. So ovens within ovens within ovens.
Right.
Like, what if we took hell and just made it, like a little hotter?
Add a little bit of hell to it, yeah.
Mm.
What's hotter than hell? An oven in hell. A forge in hell.
Inside the volcano.
So it says here we were greeted by 10 smaller devils and 2 larger horn devils.
Yeah.
Oh, and they spoke Infernal, and Larissa responded, and we were questioning everything. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
was that the way it's written here? It says shocking the others. So was that the first time we heard her speak Infernal?
I can't keep track anymore. I'm so glad that you guys all finally know that she's a freaking tiefling, because I think he let it slip a long time ago.
There was one point where that happened, but like Bryn was oblivious, so I just ignored it.
Yeah, I feel like one of the first sessions, like he kind of
it was something about casting it. Larissa cast a spell or something, or you know what it was? It was Vicious Mockery. And when she cast Vicious Mockery, her horns appeared.
Yeah. So I felt like you guys had known for a long time, and then fairly recently he was all like, no, she's never, divulged that. It's like, okay, whatever.
We never willingly divulged it.
Yeah. And then Fear knew. She told Fear, but then I guess the rest of you guys weren't supposed to know. But now everybody finally knows.
Now everybody knows. And now we know. That's jumping ahead. Never mind.
Yeah. Which is hard not to do. When
I know.
Going so far back.
So yeah, she becomes the translator for us, talking to the devils, right?
Yeah.
And she's the one that convinces them to take us to see Belle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We almost fight them though.
Yeah, we came close.
Because what was the deal?
Wahl's come close to fighting Larissa a couple times.
Yeah, it says here she tried to get you to give her the Tiamat's blood.
Oh yeah, because they were like, "What do you have for us? What is it? Show it to us before we bring it in." And she's like, "Okay, give me the blood, Wahl."
Yeah.
And Wahl was like, "I'll let you."
No, go. I can barely remember it, but yeah, apparently.
And Wahl was like, nah, you're shady.
Well, I mean, Larissa was kind of sketchy when she was still good,
Right.
Definitely. Like, trust had already been eroded somewhat within the group.
Yeah.
He was already on thin ice.
Well, that goes way back to, what's his name? The murderer.
Oh, Miguel,
yeah. And how she handled that.
Miguel Escobar, serial killer at large.
He had a last name?
Yeah.
Well,
we didn't know.
Did we?
Wow, we're dicks.
I think at least Danielle did.
His last name. We had him on the back of a horse, bound and gagged for like a week, and we never asked. We're dicks.
Yeah.
Well, I think the point was we were never supposed to talk to him.
Well, yeah, for the longest time he was gagged. Like I never even got a chance to role play him because he was always gagged.
Nope.
Yeah. Fun times.
So, and am I reading this right? Okay, so wait a minute. So, according to they speak in Infernal. Larissa responded in Infernal, shocked everybody. We realized that she can do that. Larissa tells the devils that we had business with Belle, and the devil says, "Well, what is the business?" And so Larissa tells Wahl to give her the blood, and Wahl refused, thinking that something was up. And then because he didn't understand the conversation that was happening.
Well, and Larissa wouldn't give him a straight answer. Like he was just asking, like, "What is your business with Belle?" And she would not like give him an answer. And then you guys are arguing about the
even
blood.
Though I've been,
And then
I've been practicing my maniacal laughter in my spare time since we got here.
Yeah, so finally this devil's...
that, I just trade all your trust by letting a murderer go. It's like...
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So then, the devil said it was taking too long. We were going back and forth, just infighting within our own group. And he launched a firebolt at Larissa and then attacked with a pitchfork.
I guess it's something for DMs out there. Like I always try to do is, your players will often like get into these discussions at times that like really don't make sense for them to have like a long protracted.
I like that. It totally makes sense.
So I always try to ask myself like, what are the NPCs doing right now?
Just standing there waiting for us to have our moral discussion. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So he got kind of impatient and he's like, screw this noise, and he just attacks you guys. And then Larissa whipped out her charm magic. Yeah.
And for the battle, she charmed the devil that she was talking to and halted the battle by befriending him.
Yeah.
And we learned his name is Albert.
Yes.
That's definitely in the text. That's canon.
That's canon.
That's canon. Yep.
finally went in to see Belle after
yeah. And I think I was actually an elemental.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we're gonna fight. I gotta use an elemental form, and then I'm like, oh, well, I'm not gonna waste it.
Right.
So I just went in like.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was something we were talking about last time, how you guys will be all ready to throw down, and then Larissa like casts a spell and it's like, oh, we're all friends now.
Yeah. So then, Albert led us into the fortress, an hour-long hike deep into the volcano to meet Belle, and then Larissa played for him, and as the hour nears an end, she cast again to keep him charmed.
Yeah, because her whatever she cast on him like lasted an hour. So
she charmed Belle.
No, she charmed Albert.
Albert. Okay, I was like, really? That seems like a.
Yeah.
You must have rolled crazy high.
So all that was to get in to talk to Belle and just forwarding on this pyramid scheme that is hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and something I want to mention here that isn't in the notes, that's kind of important, which is maybe one of those things I shouldn't remind you, but I am, because it's come up since then. But there's this weird thing where Belle was talking to you guys like out loud, and what he was saying out loud was all like, oh, I'm a loyal vassal of Zariel and blah, 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 blah. But then he was also talking to you telepathically and made this deal with you, and kind of what was going on. And I don't know if maybe I didn't make it clear at the time, was like on the outside, he was all like, I'm a loyal toady of Zariel. But then telepathically, he's like making you this deal because he's really not.
No, I did understand that at the time. I just forgot.
Yeah.
Well,
it has been a long time.
But while he's blinking, I hate my boss in Morse code.
Right. And I think that's what led us to believe that maybe we would be able to strike a deal with him to get the sword, because he didn't. He was playing like he was a servant of Zariel, but clearly he was looking for a way to get up on her.
I don't think loyalties run deep.
Get one up on her. Sorry.
I feel like this is the point where you guys started to realize that you can actually negotiate with devils to some degree, and they're not like demons where they're just like blah, and kill everything in sight. That you can actually reason with them, and they're not necessarily always diabolically evil. Like sometimes you can work with them, and at least to some degree,
the predictable kind of evil.
Yeah. So just trying to show that difference between lawful and chaotic evil, which I'm usually not a fan of alignment, but I do like the distinction they make and the difference between like the devils and demons and how they're two very different forms of evil. I kind of dig that.
Yeah, this is for sure a learning lesson for Wahl. Before this, it was just a fiend is a fiend. It will die.
Which is not to say that a devil will not betray you, but will only do so when it's in their interest, not just for the sake of it.
There's an element to be had for an ounce of, if not diplomacy, then at least some sort of negotiation.
Yeah. And I think he realized you were a celestial, if I remember right.
Yeah, he did.
Or at least had celestial heritage. Yeah.
That's come up a couple times where I think the Tortle saw me in True Sight. Yeah,
he did True Seeing and saw your... And then, Belle, he's such a powerful devil. I figured he'd just like kind of smell it on you.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
What's that stink of ambrosia?
It smells like marshmallows in here. What is that?
Ambrosia smells like marshmallows. Okay.
Marshmallows, cherries, and bananas. And
all right.
So he proceeds to make a deal with you guys, telling you he wants these 9 adamantine rods for an undisclosed purpose.
Right.
If you get those for him, then he will tell you where you can find Zariel's sword, which is what you guys are looking for.
Was this Yeah, was this like halfway through the pyramid scheme, or are we still at the beginning of the pyramid scheme?
You're still at the beginning at this point. And yeah, I've cut so much out of this adventure. There's so much more of this. Like, go to character A, who tells you to go to character B, who tells you to go to character C, who tells you to go to character D. And then you're like 8 characters down the line, and all of them wanted something. And then you got to read. It's like the worst like fetch quest chain ever.
Yeah. At games like that, I usually look for cheat codes to bypass.
Yeah, there are some things about this adventure that are really cool, but that was driving. I'm like, you guys, there's other ways to do adventures, right? You don't have to use the same thing over and over.
The shitty part of hell is that it's basically a bureaucracy. So yes, this is what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, which one of you guys pointed that out was like, well, it's kind of the thing with hell. And I'm like, okay. But it's still...
Realism in role play, ladies and gentlemen.
I still feel they're way into the lazy writing territory at this point. It's like, well, we could come up with a new idea, or we could just use this idea again.
Well, let's try again.
We've only used it 10 times so far.
Yeah.
What does this NPC want? What's their fetch quest?
And why have these NPCs not tried to get these items before now?
Yeah.
Why are they waiting for the PCs?
It probably took me like half an hour just to kind of outline all these fetch quests and decide at what point I could kind of like say, okay, this is where we're coming in, and how can I get rid of all the other bullshit before this? And so yeah, I decided Tiamat's blood. That's where we'll start.
There you go.
The pyramid. So yeah, actually that was the beginning of it. Was you had to get the blood of Tiamat to get in to see Bel, because that was like kind of the gift you gave him to even get him to talk to you.
Did we ever, it's not mentioned in the notes here, we did give him the blood of Tiamat.
Yes, we did.
And he has that.
Yeah.
Or
who knows what he's going to do with it.
Or worse.
Yeah. We'll worry about that when we're level 19.
The thing that I remember about Bel, this is the thing that stuck out to me, was that he just floated around in a chair.
Yeah, he had a flying throne.
That was literally what I remember the most about that entire encounter. It's just...
As you should. That's kind of his defining trait. He has the flying throne.
Like, oh, great. He's just got, like, infernal lazy boy over here.
And, I didn't actually think about that until now that you said that. It's like, that's actually a really good kind of clue to his whole thing. It's like he used to be the ruler of this whole level of hell, and now he's second in command, and he's saying like he's cool with it, but yet this is the kind of guy who sits around in a flying throne all the time. Do you really think he was cool with it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He wants to be on top. He does. So that was clever. I just bashed the writers, so I'll give them that. That was a pretty nice little clue.
A floating desk to go along with this.
Yeah.
With my own floating office. And now.
Yeah, totally. He is not happy being middle management. That's for sure.
Drag the leather executive chair out to the cubicle area, and just spitefully.
So the next step in the pyramid scheme.
Yeah, so we had to get the adamantine rods, but he didn't know exactly where the adamantine rods were.
Of course not.
But
why would
we
he?
were to? Of course. But he knew they existed, and he wanted us to get them, bring them back to him, and then he would divulge the location of the sword. And he told us there was a captured Cibriix. Is that right? Cibriix?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Who was currently being interrogated by Bel's minions, and the Cibriix would have more information on it.
And the Cibriix is a creature from the abyss, a form of demon that's thousands upon thousands of years old, and is like a demon sage almost. It just collects information. So
he's just mildly omniscient.
Yeah. Not really. Well, yeah, it would seem omniscient probably to you guys. Yeah, because it knows so much.
I don't know. It's like, why would he know that they're there without, I don't know. But yeah, one might also ask why if they're interrogating the Cypriacs, why they also did not just ask the Cypriacs that.
Well, I think the idea is that they weren't trying to find out where these rods were.
I was going to say
looking for other stuff from
I think more of that storyline comes out later.
Yeah, you guys now you guys know why things played out.
Yeah.
Because turns out Bell doesn't really give a shit about the 9 rods. This was just to get you out of his hair, you know.
Who doesn't even want to be bothered to walk, doesn't want to deal with us. Shocking.
Yep. Well, he got the blood of Tiamat, so.
It's like the Greek gods we were talking about last time. He's like, oh, heroes have come. Damn it. I know. I'll give them an impossible quest. That'll get them out of my hair.
Back, it's like, I've dedicated my entire life to fulfilling this quest. I've lost my best friends. I lost an arm.
Oh, you didn't actually go do that thing, did you?
Yeah. You come back and the god's like, well, shit, you made it?
What's the name again?
You were supposed to survive that. I mean, what?
Who are you again?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did I say about that? Yeah, that was a long time ago. What? So
then he teleports you back to your ship. Where you find an imp named Bellicros waiting for you, who's to be your guide to the Cypriacs and other places. And you guys took a long rest, and that was pretty much that session, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terribly sorry.
What on earth was that?
It's check bait. Ooh ha ha.
That was my son texting.
Oh.
I love that.
Yeah, that was I think the majority was in that initial discussion when we first got to Bell's place.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty much.
So that's a great DM tip. If you don't get all your prep done when the players are having these long, in-depth discussions, it's a great time to get caught up on your prep.
And then say fuck it and attack.
Yeah. I'm going to pull out this dragon. This sounds like fun.
You guys keep arguing. Why are you arguing? Slay them all.
Although you should listen to what the players are saying, because you'll get some great ideas from those discussions.
That's the worst part about being the player. Like you have the tendency to come up with something that maybe the DM hasn't quite thought of yet. And DM's like, ooh, note. Okay. Jot that down for later.
Yeah. All right. So the next one is the Wahl bladder.
The Wahl. Oh, yeah. No, wait. No, where's Waldo?
Oh, I thought that. Did I skip ahead?
Yeah, and why does it say that Danielle's not here? Because she was for a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
Why did I put that? For some reason, I thought she wasn't there.
January 21st.
This is when. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is the first time she was back. Actually, after quite a while. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is when we made
those notes are really just for this, so I, know not to bug Danielle to recap this if she wasn't here. But yeah, she was here for this one. So yeah, she basically shows up, kind of what Danielle and I came up with to explain why she'd been gone so long was, one of the things with this magic ship that the Queen gave you is it's kind of like a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside than the outside. And much, much like the TARDIS, it has like unexplored depths. And Sophia basically went off to explore the ship and got lost for a while. And this is where she came back, kind of maybe some cobwebs in her hair.
Like, hey, I just went to the bathroom. What's up? Like, it's been a week. Where have you been?
Yeah, I don't know where that came. That felt like 30 seconds to her. I don't know where that came from. That's not.
I think that was just a comment that Danielle said.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not canon.
It's not canon. Scratch that.
Oh.
Jeez.
I won't I won't correct things when you guys remember things wrong, but I will correct things when you put words in my mouth that I didn't say. I'm like, I know I didn't say that. There's no timey-wimey stuff going on. Maybe I was confusing people with the TARDIS analogy. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe. So then, yeah.
So she was just lost in the ship for a week?
Well, she wasn't so much lost as she was just exploring and maybe found a library. I mean, who knows? I told Danielle she could come up with something cool she found if she wanted to, but
that's kind of like hey, we're in hell. We're going to go do the thing. Nah, I'm just going to stay here and read.
Well, I think it was even before you guys went to hell. I think the last time she'd been there was when you guys first got the ship, I think. And we were doing downtime and stuff. Yeah, I don't think she was there for any of the hell stuff.
Wow.
So I don't know. Maybe there was timey-wimey.
It had been a while.
I feel like there was because, it's like...
I'll undo my delete.
Out and she's like, hey, last I checked.
It doesn't matter. Whatever makes sense to you guys.
Would that not have... I think the time thing makes more sense, even if it does open up Rose to maybe some fuckery going on there. But
yeah, well, that could be fun.
Yeah.
And my memory is not perfect. So it's totally possible that this was discussed and I just don't remember it. So
that could have been just we came up with that in role play and
it
was unintentional, but it was in the notes. So
yeah,
I mean, I think that personally makes more sense than going oh yeah, I just decided to hide in the basement for a week and then I come out
for sure.
and then it's hell.
For
and
sure.
Nobody thought to come find me, my dear best friends.
So yeah, Saphir came back.
But,
And speaking of friendship too, this was the part you were talking about where you created the bracelets.
I created the bracelets the session before For Whom the Bell.
Yeah, you just hadn't given one to Fear because she wasn't.
I just hadn't given one to Fear,
around.
So I gave one to Fear.
Yeah.
Friendship bracelets.
So yeah, you guys kind of got her caught up on what was going on.
Oh yeah. Then you talked to her about Larissa.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was like, can you surprise? Oh yeah, I was like, I did the whole, hey, come check out a stain on the carpet because Brenna's really good at lying.
Yeah.
Once I had her alone, I was like, oh no, Larissa's turned evil. What do I do? I've tried friendship bracelets. I've tried gardening. I've tried being nice. I've tried, following her around. Feels like something that Brenna would do. She was like, I don't know. But also said mean things about destruction of the whole Furble community. Right, she did.
Yeah, she did.
Remember.
Yep.
She was just kind of low-key being like, I don't care that your people are gone, whatever.
Yeah, she
sucks to suck.
Yeah, she was being pretty dark about pretty much everything we were talking about.
It just occurred to me, this whole kind of what's going on here is a great example of how how they treat alignment better in this edition. Because in previous versions of the game, you guys would have just cast no alignment spell and been like, oh, yeah. Larissa's lawful evil, where this is more, there is no way to know what her alignment is, but it's more like her behavior changed. I feel she suddenly started acting differently and being more mean and
alignments
that's cool.
are good as mild, suggestive guidelines.
Yeah.
Give you a background sort of motive for role play rather than being so cut and dry.
Yeah, and
this is kind of the way that a character sees the world, or
right. It's like Jeremy Crawford always says they're descriptive, not prescriptive.
Yeah,
which use it a way to say kind of this is how my character is, not like you can't do that, you're lawful good, But I just like how it is because you couldn't just cast a spell and be like, oh, you're lawful evil now. It was all role playing, which I thought was really cool. And Manny did a good job of showing that without completely changing his character.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. For sure. She is very much Larissa in a lot of ways. She's just less compassionate.
Yeah.
And
she still deals with the world the same way.
Right. And using the guidelines of like chaotic versus lawful, she's still, you can tell by the way Manny is acting her out that she's along the lawful side because she's not totally off the rails.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's doing what
she's evil to suit her purposes. Yeah.
But she's not just like, I'm going to kick a puppy for fun.
Right. Exactly.
And I also like how he plays it like in her mind, nothing's changed.
Right.
Like she thinks she's the same she's always been. And she's like, I don't know what your guys' problem is, you know? Yeah, I dig it.
Just like, you know what? I really need to start valuing myself more.
Yeah.
She's like, you go, girl. You got to look out for number one. You are a queen, except that it's just actually kind of jerkish.
So then you guys arrive at the Sybriacs.
Yeah.
Which is all kind of like chained down, and they've got a scaffold built around it. And there's this devil with like a bullhorn, like screaming questions at it. And as you guys approach, it actually reaches out to Quincy telepathically and tries to make a deal with Quincy to like let it free. And Quincy doesn't go for it. And basically, let's see, you guys convince the guard to let you interrogate it. And then, yeah, I guess it offered Quincy 3 soul coins to get information.
The guard offered 3 soul coins for Quincy getting info. Yeah. So how does that work?
I don't think that actually like came to pass.
No.
Yeah. Well, we only had one.
Yeah, and
I did have a soul
gave
coin.
it to Larissa.
I gave it to Larissa.
Well, no. The guard was going to give Quincy 3 soul coins for information, but you guys didn't actually get any information from the Sybriacs that the guard wanted, I think is what happened.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because they've been interrogating him for so
his
long.
job out.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Because I'm like, did I forget to give you guys the soul coins? But yeah, I don't think you got the information you were looking for, but nothing that the guard cared about.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know that the guard ever said specifically what they were asking for. But
yeah,
but
I think maybe Quincy just flat out refused him and was like, "We don't want your dirty soul coins."
I mean, think about it. It's like, can you really see Quincy making a deal with the devil? Not because of the evil aspect, but because of the having to cooperate and make deals with people. You'd have to agree with someone on something, and that's impossible.
Quincy would get bogged down in the contract.
Yeah.
Here in some section 3, we're missing the... Yeah, never mind. So Quincy and the Sybriacs spoke telepathically, right?
Yeah.
And we got the information in that way. And the Sybriacs told him where the 9 adamantine rods were.
Well, you missed a part where Larissa first goes up to the Sybriacs. She decides she's going to heal it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
And when she touches it, it has this flesh warping feature that she failed the saving throw on, and she got some exhaustion. She sprouted wings.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got mutated, basically.
That's another way that it shows that I think Larissa hasn't really changed the way she operates. Maybe just why. She's still doing the whole, I'm going to be compassionate and help people, but this it's just like, I want information out of you, so I'm going to pretend to be nice.
Was this when... Did her horns and everything, her skin color and horns and everything appear in a couple episodes back, or is it now that it does that?
Around now, I think.
Yeah. I think this is the point where he said he stopped bothering to disguise himself.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because she suffered. Yeah, she had to keep making those throws. I don't know what.
Yeah. Yep.
The hecking heck.
Yeah, she kept having to make saving throws and getting more levels of exhaustion.
She got like 5 levels of exhaustion at some point.
So while this is going on, like Brett said, that Quincy kind of convinces the Sybarix to help, finds out that these 9 rods are in a crash flying fortress, and kind of where they're at. And then, Quincy gets kind of tricky because the Sybarix wants Quincy to let it free. And Quincy's basically like, well, we need to confirm this information first. So we're going to leave and make sure the rods are there. And then, we'll come back and free you. Sure. Yeah, that'll happen.
Oh, no. I forgot about that.
And then, Larissa ends up getting 5 levels of exhaustion. Quincy casts Greater Restoration on her.
Which, after a final success, it says her wings disappeared.
Yeah, she finally succeeded in saving against it and kind of got free of this.
Other things happened to her as well, other than the wings. But I can't remember what they were.
Well, it was the exhaustion, I think.
Oh, it wasn't any other, I actually didn't.
I don't think so. But after everything was said and done, and she kind of saved against it finally, and Quincy did Greater Restoration, she still had 1 level of exhaustion left that she had until I think the next session. You guys took a long rest, and she finally got rid of that.
Right.
Yeah, and then Lulu told Wahl that the demon lord Yinagu, which that isn't remotely right.
I think it's Yinagu.
Yinagu. Yeah, it's the Lord of the Gnolls.
If I remember, it's
demon lord.
Y-E-E.
Yeah, it's like YEENOGHU or something like that.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Do you know Goo? I know Goo.
Brett. Classic Brett.
I'll find it in here. Here we are. Oh, wow. That's actually how... I can't believe I remembered how that's spelled. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Whoever fixed it, that's perfect.
Phoebe.
Good job, Phoebe.
YEENOGHU for those people keeping track.
Yinagu, however you want to say it.
I've heard it Yinagu. I don't think it...
Oh, you know what? They have the pronunciation thing. Let's see what they say. See what they say in here with the official Yinagu.
There you go.
There we go.
Emphasis on the no. So there's Yinogu and Yesgu and Ye maybe goo.
And you might goo. You never know.
Yeah, so Lulu tells Wahl that Yinagu wants to destroy Zariel's sword. She or he or it is the father of the Gnolls and is called the Eater.
Right.
Bellicros, the imp that Bell assigned to you guys, your guide, tells you it's at least a day to get to the wreck. You guys go there on the ship. You see magical firestorms. Fire tornadoes. Rose, the ship's able to avoid them, but it takes you about a day and a half to get there. And you guys take a long rest. And
Yeah, I had forgotten about the Yinogu stuff, and I wonder, it hasn't really come up yet.
Maybe it will.
It will.
About the Yinogu?
Yinogu, clearly he wants to destroy the sword, but we want to get the sword.
Right. Well, it would be jumping ahead again, but if I remember correctly, we're on a strict timeline to get the sword. Because something's happening to the fortress.
Well, there's that, and there's also the village is running out of water.
That too, yeah.
Also, Larissa will be evil permanently.
Yeah.
Right.
Also that. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so you have 3 kind of ticking clocks going at the same time right now.
We're really close to that third one happening, though, if not if it hasn't already.
Yeah, I think you guys are pretty much at 4 days now. So I think you're getting into the couple days that people have before people start dying from thirst. So getting down to the wire.
And getting close to the point where Luris's transformation is permanent.
Yeah, I think another day or two, and it's permanent. Well, quote permanent.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't like enforce alignment as far as like if Manny when you're in hell, he's lawful evil. But once you guys get out of hell, if Manny's like, I want my character to be alignment X, his character is alignment X because it's his character. I'm not going to be like, no, you failed your saving throw. You have to be lawful evil.
He's enjoying it so much. I don't know.
I
don't know if he's want to go back.
The way he's role playing it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
So something I'm kind of waiting to see is if he does more with the lawful side of it. Because I actually don't know what his character's alignment was to begin with. It was some kind of good, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But, she spent so much time in the Feywild, and usually Fey creatures are chaotic.
Yeah, I think tieflings are, strangely enough, in the PHB, they're said they tend to be chaotic. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, a tiefling can be from a demon or a devil. So if they're from a demon, you'd think they'd be kind of chaotic. But so I always just kind of assumed his character was more chaotic. So it could be that the lawful part is as much a difference to her as the evil part is. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure.
I think that also shows how alignment, especially with lawful and chaotic, just shows how you view the world, because even though I think tieflings as written in the Player's Handbook, they speak infernal, they have fire powers, they're very sort of infernal based rather than demonic based, kind of.
Well, it depends. There's different types.
Yeah, there's different types. You could absolutely it's very easy to switch.
Yeah, so she was chaotic good. Mm-hmm. I just looked at the sheet. But the law, change from law or chaos to law is as big as good to evil, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows how tieflings would view the world. I mean, because they're kind of outcasts in society, and they're not necessarily going to be always adhering to the laws of that society. Because,
true.
Society does not fuck with them. So they're whatever for you. I'm just going to do what feels right to me.
So Balakros the imp suggests that, his master Bel could easily heal Larissa, of all this exhaustion. Just offering, just putting it
right.
Nobody went for it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going for the devil deals, man. I got to say, I'm a little disappointed.
They just seem too eager about it. They seem a little too eager.
Yeah, they are pretty eager.
It's
let's see, where are we? You guys get to the wreck, basically.
Yeah, we got to the Flying Fortress, or the no longer Flying Fortress.
Bypass the tornadoes of fire.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so this is a giant, almost like a skyscraper kind of thing, shaped sort of like a sword that used to fly around, and it's crashed into the ground. It's tilted at a 20-degree angle.
Yeah.
And you guys find an opening in the side toward the top and maneuver your flying ship close enough to lower the gangplank and get across. And then, you guys, that was pretty much the end of that session, was when you guys got there.
And we leveled up to 11.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Are we still level 11? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the highest I've ever gotten.
Yeah, it's the highest I've run for 5th edition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It took us 2 years, but we got there.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, there was a lot of downtime in that 2 years, unfortunately.
Yeah, that happened
every single week. But I'm still shooting for level 20 with this campaign.
I'm game for that.
Hopefully we get there.
Now we have a lot of time.
Yeah.
I know.
Silver lining of the world ending.
Yeah.
But it won't end as long as we stay indoors.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for episode 279 of Dungeon Master's Journey. I hope you enjoyed our show today. Hope you enjoyed hearing about our campaign. We've been having a lot of fun with it. We're actually a bit ahead of where the recaps are. We've got a few more sessions. Let me check here. We have 3 more sessions plus the one we just played last night. So 4 more sessions to recap before we're caught up. Hopefully we can get caught up in the next few weeks, but having a lot of fun with that campaign. And I know some of you are really curious. I mentioned how I've been adapting Descent into Avernus to fit into our campaign that was already running and to fit into my D&D world of Primordia. And a lot of you are curious to hear about how I did that. And I am definitely planning to talk about that on the show. However, I'm going to hold off until we finish the Descent into Avernus content with the players, because I know some of my players listen to the show and I don't want to spoil the adventure for them. But as soon as we finish that up, which I don't think will take too much longer at the rate we're going, I'll be talking about how I adapted that adventure to fit our campaign that was already running, what I cut out, what I changed, and why I did those things. So hopefully that will be helpful to you. If you'd like to reach me, I would love to hear from you. If you have any feedback on today's episodes or questions about dungeon mastering or suggestions for future topics, you can reach me by email at dungeonmastersjourney@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Lex Starwalker. And I have a voicemail you can call and leave a message at 951-GMJ-LEX1. That's 951-465-5391. And all that information is in the show notes on my website if you didn't catch any of that. You can also join our communities on MeWe and Discord to connect with other listener DMs. And again, you can find all those things and links on the website at starwalkerstudios.com/Dungeon Masters Journey. If you enjoy the show and you'd like to help support it, a great way to do so is to purchase one of my D&D supplements, the latest of which, Adventures of Primordia, is currently on sale, 20% off. Also, my bundle of all 3 supplements is on sale for 10% off. Another great way to support the show is to become a patron. So you can find my D&D products as well as a link to our Patreon on my website as well at starwalkerstudios.com. So I hope that you have a chance to play some D&D this week. I hope you have a chance to run some D&D. I'll be back soon with another episode of Dungeon Master's Journey. Until then, game on.
This has been a Starwalker Studios production, your source for quality gaming and hobby podcasts.
This episode's music, courtesy of Cloudwalker, Transboy, Renfield, Stanko, and Ish. See the show notes for more details at starwalkerstudios.com/Game Master's Journey.